All right, guys. So we got ourselves a 2015 punch buggy here, Volkswagen Beetle, with a 1.8 TSI engine. So, as the owner wants and requests, if you guys know anything about these TSI engines, it's the timing tensioner that can abruptly fail, and then you're left with a shot engine. So, with that being said, got a little bit started here. Haven't really gone into it so far. Got our jack under there. We got our jack stand under there. These bullshit caps, on the tire. We pulled off with a pick tool just to get them off. So we're gonna get that wheel off now, and we're kind of gonna work both ways because I'm waiting on a M12 socket to actually be able to remove the motor mount from the engine. That should be here tomorrow. But until then, we're going to get as much as we can removed, or until I want to go to bed, which is in about 45 minutes from now. And then we're going to also get the all data tomorrow to tell us all the proper procedures. And the only real thing I got to tell you about this is when you remove the crank pulley, you got to put the crank pulley bolt back in so it doesn't skip time. That's really it. Alright. So typical European, there's not studs. You got bolts. Alright? So that's that. Give the tire a kick. She came off. Going off to the side here. So, what do we want to do here? Well, let's have a look-see. Because like I said, I don't have the all data yet. And I don't think I can put my flashlight on because I had it all the way zoomed out. But we do want to remove this shielding here to be able to gain access to underneath where the crank pulley and everything else lives. So we got a little baby Torx. We want to remove this whole splash guard. And that's where we're getting down to here. So it's not that bad. I'm looking, got Torx there, but I don't know if we have to remove that one. And I think we do, yeah, because that's a whole solid piece of plastic. So whatever that Torx is, I don't know, T15, T20, T25, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get this whole section out. Let's get it on camera and tell you what Torx fitting for your 2015 Volkswagen Beetle will be. So, here we have a T20. Is that going to be correct? Believe it or not, I think that's correct. It's a little loose. Let's see if a T25 will fit. So we'll go for a T25. Like I said, this DeWalt set has never let me down on getting things done. Oh yeah, T25. Yep, T25, nice and tight. So we're going to remove this inner fender well. I'm going to pull her out so that way we have access to the crank and stuff in the future. I'm going to try and do everything I can before I set up the engine hoist to hold the engine up, because eventually we will have to remove this engine mount, which is that M12 socket that I special ordered that should be here tomorrow. And we're going with that. Okay, so I'm going to remove that inner fender well, and I will continue. So we got that big old wheel well removed, which gives us access down to here. Awesome. So what do we see? You know, we know our tensioner is in this lower timing cover area here. So we got to just start making room. I think first we'll remove the charge pipe. We will have to remove that engine mount where we said we ordered that M12 socket for. And we did have to order that because there's no way we're going to get to like that bolt right there, that rusty, crusty one. That's going to be questionable. I might have to, I hope she comes out. I will spray it with Croil to see, you know, give me a better chance. I think first is going to be this charge pipe over here. So let me get you set up on the old tripod, and we're going to work on that. So eventually, I know I can. I don't know why Samsung phones only let you have flash on with a 1x zoom on the video. That makes no sense to me. Why couldn't they do it at the regular level too? So we got T30 up here. T30 down here for this charge pipe. So those two bolts come out, or they might be captured. I think they're captured. Okay, cool. So they won't fall out. I got my little pick tool here. Well, these just pull out. I don't know. Oh, okay. And that one's definitely out. I'll have to look and see how that goes back in later. Okay. And we got another one up top. And I'm already dirty. But I ain't complaining. There's an oil leak somewhere. I don't know where, because there's a lot of crud. Okay, so we got her out. That's all it is. We'll give us more room. Kind of want to remove that spring clip that's up here. So I guess that's all it is. We'll put that back on later. It's probably going to be more of a pain in the ass to get it back on than to take off. At this point, want to do here, I believe next is going to be removing the belt, which looks pretty healthy. I don't see any cracks. I don't know if they just recently replaced it. I see it's a Volkswagen belt. I don't know if I can get you guys down here. Maybe. Alright. So next up, I'm going to be removing this belt, and it's a pretty basic belt. It goes around the alternator, idler, compressor, crankshaft. There's not a whole lot to it. It's that bolt right there. Should be able to get something on it. I don't know what size. Let me grab a size. I believe it might be close. It kind of looks like a 17. So we'll get a 17 on there. 16? We'll try 16. Oh yeah. So turn that clockwise, like any belt tensioner. I hope. Or does it count clockwise? Okay. So that belt comes off. All right. Cool. Not a big belt. It looks like they just changed it. It looks brand new. It still says Volkswagen Audi, which is nice. So, like I said, next up, I don't want to remove that until I get some spacers to put in there. I mean, we could try and zip that off, but yeah, I'm not sure yet. Now, this tensioner goes back far enough that those bearings feel okay. I guess, yeah. But anyway, like before I remove this cover, we could try an impact on there right now just to see. There's a special tool to hold this crank in, and I have one, but for a Subaru. So we might eventually make some custom holes in that just to get in there, and I'll show you how I do that if it's possible. But I think next up is going to be that upper motor mount that you can kind of see where I'm flashing my light, because that's going to have to come out in order to have more access. I got to look at the tool that I got. It did get delivered in one day, and so we'll see. But if that tool actually fits where you probably don't even see it, you might see it in the camera view. If I can get that tool in there and then snake that bolt out, I might be able to just whittle this cover out without too many problems. The oil dipstick tube also looks like it has to come out though. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go check my mail because I know it came, and we'll get back to you. All right, ladies and gents, so now we're on top. We gotta remove that motor mount right here to be able to gain access to the rest of our bolts. We want to remove engine cover. Easier said than done. Eventually we're going to get our cherry picker in to hold the engine up. I don't know where we're going to hold it. Maybe this bracket here, something good. It's not a whole lot, but we do have to remove these guys over here to give us access to all our bolts and stuff. So we're going to start with our washer tank, which is going to be a 10 millimeter bolt here. I'm not spinning a nut on the other side, so we're pretty good. It's just in there. Alright, we got her. So this guy, we're not full here, so it should just pop out. Nice. Or not nice. Oh my god, everything's just coming apart on this Volkswagen. Alright. So, let's try it again. Alright, there we go. So we'll put our bolt back in so we don't lose it. Put this bullshit cup screen back in so we don't lose it, and put our top cover in so we don't lose it. Right? So we'll put that out to the side. And next up is on a Volvo, it's called a D-gas bottle, but it's the reservoir tank for the coolant. To remove that is a good question. I'm going to pop off the harness on top to give us room. I see a T something. I believe it's a T25. That one out. One being held in by one bolt. Two bolts. There's one over here by my firewall. Put that one on the firewall. I'm going to do our connector here. Low coolant level. So this guy wants to come out. I'm going to do this top one. Top hose. Of course, it wants to fight me. We'll break the hose free, so you just grab it lightly and you break the seal. We should undo our top hose. And our bottom hose, and this is where it gets going to get interesting. We want to at least undo the clamp. And it's under all the other hoses. Or do we just, oh my god. So we just might move this out of the way. And go there. But we're going to put a bolt in that one to not make it leak coolant everywhere. have some Subaru parts here. So, Subaru timing cover bolt fits perfectly in there. And we're just going to move that out of the way without the top facing downwards, obviously. So next up, what is that? It looks like a 17 mil. Looks like a 17 mil. Feels like a 17 mil. And I doubt this is going to remove it because we have the extension on it. Half inch and half inch. It's not a half inch? Wow. Okay. Try this one. 17 mil, half inch, like butter. Like butter. I believe these two have to come out to get it out. I don't know what size that is, but we're about to find out. Coming to a 14. Kind of looks like a 14. That one. This one. Put that right on the firewall. Got our two guys out there. I'm pretty sure this thing should just pop out of there at this point. It doesn't look like anything else is holding it in. Sure if I hammer that under there. We got something else holding this in here. I don't know what, but I'm gonna have to see what else is holding that up. Should be able to get that up and then get our what is it? The T12, no, not T12, M12. There's a part number, Sunex. Got it from Amazon in a day. This is what you need. M12 to get rid of the rest of the motor mounts that are going to be on the engine side here. Okay, we're going to work on this, trying to get this out because it should just come out at this point, I'm pretty sure. All right, guys. So that wasn't bad. I missed 2 bolts trying to take it out. But as you can see now, we have a lot of room. I'm going to try and not remove this dipstick. I'm just going to try and unclip it there, and then there's a Torx bolt there. And when I get this flywheel off and undo the cover, I believe we're going to have enough clearance to just take it off without disrupting or disturbing the lower O-ring there. So that's where we're at. We're going to remove these Torx bolts. Can't really, get a really good position for you guys, but, we're just trying to remove that black cover there. That's all we're trying to do, that black cover. So once I get all that stuff removed, I'll let you know how it goes, and then we're going to go in for the deep inspection. All right, guys. So this oil dipstick tube here, it was so loose that it popped right out for me. So we're just going to remove that. I didn't want that to happen, but I just don't like how loose it was, so we're going to put a fresh O-ring on there, that guy, because I just don't like how loose it is. We'll start fresh there because there was just way too much movement, and easiest dipstick tube I ever pulled out. To go with that, only 1 bolt, and this wire right here that you can see was clamped, zip tied down. If you cut the zip tie, just the zip tie, you can then run a fresh little zip tie and it'll be just like factory. And this guy, as you can see, when he's in there, if you squeeze him, pops right out. I'm pretty impressed with some of Volkswagen's design engineering stuff. So with that being said, we only got a few more little bolts. I want to put a paper towel in that hole now so nothing gets in the oil pan, and keep going with it. It's almost out. I have like 2 more bolts left, and then just work it with flathead and a pry bar. You don't want to be too rough. It's only stamped steel, so you don't want to warp it. I mean, these bolts that go all the way around, when you go to crack them free, there's like nothing holding them. All of them are like that. It's just a cover. It's torqued to maybe, I don't know, 8 foot-pounds. It's one of those. So just tight enough when you put it all back together. So like I said, I haven't been doing this on video because it's very tedious. I tried a pry bar under here, but you're fighting all the silicone trying to push it up. So instead, plan B, you can see I tweaked it a little bit here. We're going to have to tweak it back. But that's what we're coming to, is just little taps. And then you pry it and you break the seal. So that's what we're doing. I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want to go too deep. Next, I'm going to work on in there. Try working it around here. And then, hopefully next video, we'll be with it off. Well, that answers that question. Make sure you have a catch pan. I'm glad I did. So, we're ready to try and finesse this out of here. Probably easier said than done because that pipe is still in the way. I've been thinking about removing that one, but I think with 2 hands and a little bit of wiggle room, we'll get her one way or another. So that's where we're at. We're there. We're there, but we're not. You gotta love that in the car world. We're there, but we're not. Or at least that timing tensioner is gonna have to come out. All right, let me think about it. All right, folks, well, the cover's successfully removed. Let me bring it down under. Oh. So this is a 1.8 timing chain system. No. So we got zip ties on the lower and upper part. We already got the timing tensioner loosened up. We're about to pop them out. Just come out. Now it just popped out all the way. Which is fine because we still have our zip ties in there. There's no gasket on the back of this, and there's no gasket on the front. Okay, that most cars don't have a gasket for their timing tensioners. It just leaks out if it has to, and that's that. Okay, so we got our new one here. And there's our part number, tensioner. Got it from FCP Euro. Just like the new crank bolt, because these are supposed to be stretch fit bolts, and it does come with a new O-ring, which is good to alleviate the leaks. So again, here's a new one. Here's an old one. They look pretty close, but the owner wanted peace of mind because there was never a recall on these, so you never know what you got. Here's the new part number. Blah, 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 blah. Take a screenshot. And here's the old original one. Is there a part number difference? 06K 109 487 MXY. Yeah, there is. There's a 9 there. There's a 0 there. So these are close, but not the same. But we're ready to rock and roll. So again, there was another update in the meantime. I mean, you want me to wipe this crap off and tell you the top? I'm not going to do that. But this is OEM hardware. But the part numbers are different. So this is a more updated tensioner than that one, which is all right, cool. So we're not wasting the customer's money, blah, blah, blah. And so gonna get this guy back on. And with the tensioner in, we will make a video of when I actually pull the grenade pin. Oh, come on. Don't fall on me. It fell on me. All right. Well, I need 2 hands to do this. I do want to throw a little bit of Loctite on the end of that. So I'm going to throw some Loctite on that. We're going to get this in. We'll make a video of pulling that grenade pin right there. And keep going with this. So, we got our new tensioner in. So there's zip ties that we're holding the old tensioner in. So we're ready to pull this grenade pin, fire in the hole. Okay. So that's been pulled. Putting pressure there. Next up is to cut our zip ties. Easier said than done. One-handed. Holding a camera. But that one. So we can get rid of our zip ties in here. And next up is to thoroughly clean. I mean, we already cleaned it, but we gotta spray it again. Our gasket mating surface. And put our gasket material on that and get her in and follow the instructions. 1 hour of cure time, hand tight, and then tighten her down. So that's what we're gonna do on our timing chain tensioner system. Here we go. Yep. Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are almost done getting this thing back together. We already topped off the oil that came out originally when we changed the pan. Well, remove the cover. Really, the only thing we have left to do is the wheel well cover. One thing I did want to note is this crank bolt, 111 foot-pounds and then 90 degrees. And it's a brand new bolt. It's a stretch fit bolt. I didn't want to risk it. So we just got a new one. That's all done. So next up will be the wheel arch, and I guess give this thing back to the customer. I did run it a little bit yesterday for about a half hour. Absolutely, totally dry today, the following day. So no leaks. We're good. And yeah, pretty happy with it. So we'll get the wheel arch back on. I just wanted to note the that crank bolt. So yeah, next will be a test drive. All right, we got the old punch buggy on the road. The first time was a failure. Our intercooler pipe did pop off. We resecured it, and now we just want to get past this guy. We don't want to be building boost. But as you can see, everything's been pretty good so far. This thing rips. This thing rips. All right, so we're good. It's gonna be another happy customer. Timing tensioner has been replaced. I'm just making sure that nothing's gonna pop. But this thing's a ripper. I am shocked. I am shocked. Not bad. Not bad for a little punch buggy 1.8. Front wheel drive too, but it feels like a go-kart. Yeah. I wish there was a boost gauge to actually see how much boost we're building, but I know we're hitting max boost when first to second gear to third gear. This thing's good. The first time I took it out, 8th mile, I hit the gas. The pipe blew off. You could hear the turbo just fucking screaming. So that was the end of that. It was the pipe clearly blew off and blew to the side. So just make sure when it's clipped in, you pull it hard. I didn't pull it hard enough, and that was that. So, but now we're building boost, and everything's holding together. No check engine lights, no weird stuff. So life is good. Life is good. Till the next one, guys. Till the next one.